Aliyah, talk to me about your upbringing. Like, how was it? You have a mixed marriage. Your parents have a mixed marriage. How did that affect your childhood, your mentality, your mindset?
Great question. And it is going back a little while, actually. Um, I had actually, growing up, life was just what life was, and it seemed normal. Now that that period of my life is over, um, I realize how special it actually was, how lucky we were. I think we had two very dynamic parents, me as in myself and my siblings. We had very dynamic parents, and they were dynamic because they were the amazing role models for us in terms of love. I mean, they were one of the most bonded couples I've ever met or seen during our time, and even as kids, and even like now that the space I work in. I remember when I was growing up, a lot of people would say that our fathers are very disengaged; they're not very present. Present fathers was not something that was normal. My father was very engaged, to the point of a fault sometimes, but he was very, very engaged. And we grew up in an environment where the family unit was a very high priority. And I remember as thinking about, like there was this, we were living in Lahore actually at the time. And somebody was saying, oh, this person has a foreign mother and they just, moved back to Pakistan, etc. And I was like, oh, really? I wonder what it's like to have a foreign mother. And then they're like, you do. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right, I do. And it was, it was because my parents were so incredibly respectful of each other's cultures and embracing of each other's cultures and values and religion. So when we were living in Pakistan, we lived like Pakistanis. My mother would pray, we would fast and celebrate Eid and all of that sort of stuff. And when we were in Australia, I would go to church with my grandmother. We'd go for Easter or for Christmas, and we'd celebrate Christmas and all of that. And so we never had a conflict of cultures or values in our home. And I think what that did was it enabled us to grow up to be incredibly respectful of different values, of different cultures, of different beliefs, and to know that they're all right and none are wrong.